And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Barron's Park in Elmhurst, Illinois, from a very wet soccer matchup on this Friday evening. Elmhurst taking on Adrian College. We're battling the elements, perhaps you might be able to tell. We're hanging out underneath the tent today. Plenty of umbrellas out as action begins. Elmhurst in the white with possession. The Blue Jays traveling right to left here in the first half of play. Elmhurst 2-1 on the season. They've won consecutive contests. Adrian unbeaten in their two matches, 1-0-1. It's another non-conference showdown between Elmhurst and an opponent from the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. Earlier this week, the Blue Jays shut out Olivet 2-0 here at Barron's Park. And so on this Friday night, it's another opponent from the MIAA, Adrian. The Bulldogs, as we mentioned, 1-0-1, coming off of their best season in school history, finishing 9-9-2 last year. Soccer program on the men's side has been around for 30 years. Most victories in a single season, also placed third in the conference, a school best there as well. In goal for Elmhurst is John Reglin. He's busy already. Freshman out of Rockford, Michigan.
Reglin coming off of the Blue Jays victory, his first career shutout. First shutout of the season, and the Blue Jays are whistled for offsides.
Meanwhile, for Adrian, James Ruby in goal, also a freshman, so another battle of freshmen today. Stinnett Nika carries into the offensive end, and the Blue Jays take away. Leading Brett Harper. Harper on the move, onside. Bothered by behind Dylan Wilde. And it's back towards Kyle Smith. Smith tries to rid himself of Iyadi Ali-Akbar. And there's a foul to set up a good chance here for the Blue Jays.
Free kick coming for the Blue Jays from the near sideline.
The lights are on tonight on a cool evening. David Madison with a free kick. And the referee backing up the wall a little bit for Adrian before signaling for Madison's free kick into the box and off the right foot of Austin Haas, right of the goal.
Good idea that time by the Blue Jays. Madison aiming for Haas, trying just to get a redirect in the box.
Two and a half minutes in, Elmhurst already with an opportunity in the matchup. No score of yet. Keith Thurman settles down. Twirls it left. And it's back at the center line. Thurman finds Madison. Behind him is Andy Miller. Cool, breezy, and wet in Elmhurst tonight.
Not a torrential downpour by any means, Tim, but it's been steady rain on and off today. Just a solid drizzle coming down right now. Expect that's what it's going to be for most of tonight.
Adrian battled Marion to a draw on Saturday. Marion in the Northern Athletics Conference. 1-1. That despite out-shooting Marion 22-4. Only goal came on a penalty kick in the 24th minute. Kyle Smith chases. Wilde zonks it out of play.
You don't see that very often. You outshoot your team 22-4, and the only goal that you can manage comes off the PK. Very nice job by Marion defensively against Adrian. Forced the tie.
Keith Thurman with a long, high arcing throw in towards the box, headed away. Into the box again, overshot, and an attempt hard off the foot of Sterner, aiming right.
You got to say it was deflected by Adrian, so it'll be an Elmhurst corner kick.
Blue Jays with all kinds of opportunities here in the first 5 minutes of play.
That one to throw in came right back to Keith Thurman, and he just sent it right back in, and a great opportunity for Sterner. Just tipped and sent high by Adrian.
Way too long on the corner attempt. Ken Miller attempts to keep it in and does. But the Blue Jays are out of position here. Second ever meeting between Elmhurst and Adrian in men's soccer. Last year, Elmhurst in Michigan scored a 2-0 victory. Brian McMahon knocked home a rebound goal in the 31st minute. Keith Thurman from John Brem in the 68th minute to seal the victory. Elmhurst outshot Adrian 16-11 in the matchup. Adrian a little bit of a smaller team in terms of numbers. Trying to keep this contest scoreless. Haas has a go, and it's high above the crossbar. Already the third shot for Elmhurst here in the first half.
Blue Jays controlling the action here so far on the offensive side. John Reglin's had to come out to get one ball, but no shots just yet for Adrian.
James Ruby restarts it with a goal kick. Keith Thurman will carry on to the offensive side before changing course. Matt Sterner splits out to the left side for Miller on the move. Miller centering, kicked away, and another corner upcoming for the Blue Jays.
Good opportunity again for Elmhurst. Miller on a dead sprint from the far side, sent this cross into the box, but nicely broken up, a sliding breakup that time by, I think that was Pat Bradley coming back on defense.
David Madison, a senior for the Blue Jays, sets up this time on the far side of the field with the right foot all the way through.
That one bounced a couple times through the box. It'll go all the way to the near sideline out of play and a throw in for Adrian.
Was aiming for Miller, it appeared. Miller kind of let it go because it wasn't at the right height to try and head it or play with the feet. Out for an Elmhurst throw. 38-10 first half. Elmhurst with 2 corners and 3 shots. Adrian looking for something offensively. Chris Lefevre, the head coach. So Elmhurst riding some momentum from their home opening victory on Tuesday over Olivet. Matt Sterner scored in the opening half. Austin Haas completed it. Keith Thurman steers it towards Smith. Back to Haas with a left foot. Into the box, slipping away, and a goal kick.
Good idea by Haas. Was Kyle Wright coming down the middle. Or check that, Kyle Smith rather. Coming through trying to slide into the box for that one. Timmy mentioned 2 goals against Olivet, both goals by Elmhurst. Pretty much as picture perfect as you could get. Matt Sterner had the free kick, just bent around to the wall into the low corner. Your keeper had no chance on that one. And then a gorgeous cross from Keith Thurman that was headed home by Austin Haas to seal the game in the second half.
36-55 first half. Ball's on the Blue Jays side defensively, but that was short-lived. Here's Brett Harper. Trying to dance his way around Josh Harper. And a whistle.
Foul goes against Brett Harper. Harper on Harper there.
James Ruby will place it down. He started both matches for Adrian this year. He's been the only goalkeeper to play so far. 0.95 goals against average for the freshman out of Birmingham, Michigan. I'll get it right one of these times. Stanet Nika. Centers for Travis Smith. First sustained attempt on the offensive side for Adrian. Chipped up towards the goal, and Reglin is there. Reglin on Tuesday stopped 5 shots to earn his first collegiate victory and his first collegiate shutout in that 2-0 win over Olivet. Nearing 10 minutes into the first half. Still scoreless despite plenty of Elmhurst opportunities.
Brian McMahon back into the sweeper role today again for the Blue Jays, back to a defensive role again for the Blue Jays. David Griggs, one of the regular starters for Elmhurst, started the season opener. He's been banged up, missed the last few games, still on the shelf tonight.
And you will see McMahon creep up on some of the set pieces. a big target at 6'3".
Especially the corner kicks, you'll see him move up into the box. He's got that big target to aim for in the box, and he's scored on several nice headers before off set pieces. Even in some of the long throw-ins, the Blue Jays have a chance. Keith Thurman, excellent at the throw-ins, just going to lob those straight into the box.
A skipping throw towards Madison. Winning possession in the box. And it's played out off of Adrian. Another corner upcoming for Elmhurst. It'll be their third of the first half.
They went short with the throw-in. Kenny Miller just tossed it down to Madison, worked his way around one defender, tried to center a pass across the middle of the box, but tipped away by Adrian, and another corner kick opportunity for Elmhurst.
Here's Madison. Blasted away by Jamie Brower.
Too low of a line drive that time. Brower able to step in front of it with ease for Adrian.
Nick Minsall zings it along the near side, still in play. Tracked down by Sanchez, who will post it back towards Regland. Under 34 minutes left in the half. Action is kind of evened up a little bit here. Giving chase is Minsall. Elmhurst wanted a handball, and the referee concurs. Our officials today, Kevin?
Officials for today's game, Carl Fisher, the man in the middle. Joe Kim and Robert Isaacs have the lines.
Referee trying to set the exact location of the free kick here for Elmhurst off of the handball. Andy Miller brings it down. Chipped up towards the left side. Brett Harper giving chase. Too long, rolling out.
Good pressure for Elmhurst here in the opening 13 minutes or so. Out shooting Adrian 3-1. Blue Jays haven't managed to put one on goal just yet, though.
Ruby to tee it up again for Adrian. Slips a bit as he dances up with the left foot.
Wind's going to be very tricky out here today for both goalkeepers on the punts. As you can see, Keith Thurman sliding down. Field's going to be very wet as well.
What do we have? We got a throw-in for Adrian. He's calling for a foul. Josh Harper will zap it out towards Brower. Through. Fought for. And bouncing into the seats here on the near side. 31-45 first half. No score, Elmhurst and Adrian, men's soccer action. Here on Blue Jay TV. It's been kind of a rough start to the fall weather-wise. Certainly last weekend, a lot of weather problems across the nation in college football, and Elmhurst especially had a delay of over an hour for Lightning during their home opening victory over Loris.
Blue Jays hoping that tomorrow this weather will clear out of here before their first ever official night game. Call it official night game. The lights were on last week at Langhorst Field. Due to all that rain and cloudy skies, they did turn the lights on for the second half. But this will be the first official one under the lights.
Potentially another corner kick here, yes. The fourth for the Blue Jays in the half. Olivet College is the opponent for the Elmhurst football team tomorrow. 6 o'clock, the kickoff for the first ever night game, and it will be here on Blue Jay TV with Mark Kruger and Tony Menestra. Next opportunity to catch the men's soccer team will be September 14th on Wednesday, 7 o'clock. A long free kick again, headed free. Kyle Smith settles down. And this will ping-pong its way out.
Blue Jays continuing that solid pressure, but not a lot of good scoring opportunities just yet. Had that one cross that came through. Matt Sterner's shot was tipped high.
Kyle Smith can't get there.
We saw something similar to this, though, against Olivet on on Tuesday, Tim. Blue Jays just kind of hammered away. Until they finally got one. Again, thanks for joining us tonight on BlueJayTV.com as we battle the elements out here.
Free kick for Elmhurst on the Adrian side. Brian McMahon will step up. He'll feed Thurman, who lost it.
Oh, and just slipped right by Keith Thurman. Producer-director Glenn Liljeberg behind us, either doing his best to stay dry or trying to start his own oxygen tent behind us.
I think he's tired of looking at us, Kevin.
Cased in these tents, so we're trying to keep the equipment dry and stay out of the rain today.
Harper. In on Harper. Adrian's Harper. Able to push it away. Madison upended, and there's a foul. Quick restart for Elmhurst. Thurman surveys. Aiming for Haas, who is tripped up. And a goal kick again for Adrian with 28:20 to play in the first.
Very nice play by Josh Harper. You could hear Adrian goalkeeper James Ruby yelling, shield, 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 just shielding Haas off the ball, letting it go over the end line.
Adrian controls. Bulldogs do have the only shot on goal so far.
It wasn't officially a shot on goal. Like I said, John Regland didn't have to work much for it. It was an easy angle to stop, but nonetheless, a shot and a save for the Blue Jay goalkeeper. Elmhurst out shooting Adrian, but like I said, haven't put one on goal just yet. Haven't really made Ruby have to work in the net just yet.
Smith with some real estate. Seeking the feet of Thurman. And out it goes. We have a stoppage on the field. With 27-16, there's a Blue Jay down, and a yellow card is out, in fact.
Number 22 looks like the man who's going to get called for the card by Adrian. That's Andy Miller.
Matt Sterner, a little slow to return to his feet. Miller pleading his case. And we'll restart with a throw-in.
Clock rolls once again.
Sterner has it deflected away. Thurman with the long throw. Bouncing around in the box. Headed back towards the box again. Adrian packs in defensively. Seen a lot of that here early on.
Adrian getting a few breaks going their way so far as well, though.
Haas tries to wheelhouse one. Back out towards Madison, and his attempt is blocked. Now Sterner falls to the pitch. And Sterner is bothered from behind, much to the dismay of Adrian. And Elmhurst will have a free kick coming up from about 32 yards away.
Defensively, Adrian's got to tighten up in the box like that, Tim. Too many balls have just bounded through, untouched by Adrian defenders. You saw a whiff on a clearing attempt a minute ago. Eventually, those will start to catch up to you.
25-55 first half. Referee backing up Adrian defensively.
Good opportunity here for the Blue Jays.
Sterner, Madison, and Thurman all in the vicinity.
straight on for Matt Sterner, about 30 yards out.
Sterner with the attempt and in. That's how he scored on Tuesday to put the Blue Jays on the board. He does it again here tonight against another MIAA foe. Matt Sterner's second of the season, and Elmhurst has a one-goal lead with 25:36 to play in the half.
Tim, I think he may have just clipped a little bit of the Adrian wall, and that may have been just enough of a redirect. And Ruby not much of a chance on that one after the slight redirect off the wall, giving Sterner his second goal of the year.
Just found a way to tuck it around and through. So Elmhurst is in front. Just the third goal of the year, surrendered by James Ruby for Adrian. Comes into the matchup today, 1-0-1.
Well, the first shot on goal for the Blue Jays is into the back of the net.
It is a 5-1 advantage in shots for Elmhurst here in the first.
Dave DiTomaso knows Matt Sterner a very dangerous weapon when you let him shoot dead on. Inside of around 30, 35 yards. He can get very creative, can really bend the ball around the wall.
And now we will have another free kick upcoming, right in front of the Adrian bench.
It's one about 45 yards away. Blue Jays are just going to swing it back center over to McMahon. Let's see if they try to move the ball around.
Thurman traps. Waits. Back and forth we go. Kyle Wright along the near side. Backside, and a good attempt from Smith, but recovering was Ruby. A little bit more on the header, and that may have been a 2-goal advantage.
That one went straight down. Ruby able to slide over and get in front of that one. Tries to get some air under that, maybe tip it, go over the top of his head. Got a good chance, like you said, but nonetheless, Elmhurst still working with a 1-goal lead.
24 minutes left in the half, and out it goes. Thurman throwing in for Elmhurst. That's out off of Smith. Wilde with the throw in. Adrian methodically moving forward, down a goal. Miller trying to thread the needle. Miller again, up to the left side. Minsall is there. But it's played away by Sanchez. Kept in by Wilde. And now Thurman will undress Miller. Adrian trying to sustain. Nika. No help. 22:40 first half.
Stephanie. You guys just back up.
John Regland will place it down for Elmhurst on the goal kick here in the first half. Looks like the rain's letting up a little bit.
More or less just kind of spitting out there at the moment right now, almost stopped.
A mist.
Umbrellas are down here by most of the fans now.
Something Stephen King would be proud of.
All the lights are on here. You see the lights for the baseball, softball diamonds lit up in the background as well. Be a tough night to play softball out there today. Fall softball in the rain and the wind.
You know you wish you were out there.
Oh, I'm happy to be right here.
Another throw in for Elmhurst. I don't think my 120 batting average with 1,700 double plays would do any good.
We'll sign you up for next year, Tim.
All right. Header by Madison, just to the left of the net.
Another ball that bounces through the box. And the Blue Jays get a shot out of it. David Madison just sending it a little bit wide, though.
That's already the 7th shot for Elmhurst in the first half. So we come up on 21 minutes remaining. It's the Blue Jays up a goal. Matt Sterner, his 2nd of the year. In similar to fashion to his 1st of the season on Tuesday during Elmhurst's win over Olivet. Way too much mustard here. And Ruby will take his time.
Ball spending a lot of time in the Elmhurst offensive zone.
Smith. Thurman able to save. Ruby out to challenge. And a goal kick.
Thurman trying to send it back down along the goal line, but it rolls out of bounds. Exactly 20 minutes left in the opening half. 1-0 Elmhurst leading.
He's Kevin Juday, and I'm Tim Calderwood on this Friday night from Barron's Park in Elmhurst, off campus.
Men's soccer team calling Barron's Park home for all their games this year. They split some games between Barron's and Langhorst. Coach Dave DiTomaso feels the crowd gets a little bit more into the games here when you're in this close proximity to the stands. Haven't seen any whistles sounding over there. He has not signaled to stop the clock.
And he's going over and checking on an Elmhurst player there. You talk about Barron's Park. Well, the Blue Jays started using Barron's Park in 2009. In just over 2 seasons, Elmhurst 10-2-3 at home. And I think we will have a stoppage here. Yeah, the trainer's coming on. I think, right? No,
we're going right back into throw-in, so the clock keeps running here. Never stopped it. Stopped the game to go check on the injured player over there, but nobody came off. Matt Paslock, the Elmhurst trainer, never came on either, so we play on.
Free kick for Adrian. Was talking about the rain letting up, and as soon as I did that, it starts to intensify a bit. Challenging for Reglan, who waits and was in perfect position off of the free kick.
It's a big blast off the free kick that time. Brower, the man who sent it all the way into the goal box. Reglan collects his second save there. Yeah, the rain definitely falling pretty steady now. The umbrella's back out again. I think that's what we're going to get tonight, Tim. A lot of intermittent showers like this. Not a steady downpour, but a steady rainfall right now.
All the way back to the box for Ruby. He'll sachet left. Elmhurst throw. Substitution.
It's Reggie Thedford coming in for Elmhurst.
He'll replace Harper on the field. Thurman leading Thedford right away. And this is out.
Little long. You heard Keith Thurman yell, telling Reggie Thedford to make the run towards the corner. Just not able to catch up to it. Nice job, shadowed the whole way. I believe that was Dylan Wilde.
As Ed McMahon would say, you are correct, sir. And a whistle against Elmhurst. Blue Jays up a goal. Matt Sterner on a free kick. Here's a free kick into the box, and waiting is Reglan. Boy, Adrian's been consistently kind of putting those free kicks into the box, trying to put the slightest bit of pressure on Reglan.
Twice Regland had to make saves off of those free kicks. This is where it's going to get interesting when Blue Jays are punting away from their defensive side. The wind's a factor.
They're also trying to find some teammates to step in there perhaps and change the course of the free kick a bit. 16:07 first half. Third shot for Adrian, all of which have been on goal.
Nice thing, though, about that, Tim, is when you've got a blast from that far away, as long as you've got a clean line of sight, it should be an easy save for the goalkeeper when it's dead on.
And we have a foul. This is against Elmhurst.
Almost 2/3 of the way through the opening half.
Ruby with the free kick again for Adrian. Both goalkeepers on the roster are freshmen. In the case of Elmhurst, they have 2 freshman netminders as well as a sophomore. Bedford looks for some help. Play on, according to the referee. And out it goes. Subs coming on for Adrian.
So not a very deep bench for the Bulldogs.
24, Shaquille Gordon. And 9, Ryan McCarthy. They have only 5 other players total on their roster on the bench. One of which is the backup netminder.
Speaking of small teams, the Albion College women's team comes to town on Sunday at Langhorse Field. That's not going to be on Blue Jay TV, but Albion's roster size 14, Tim.
I think Chris Lefever's a little upset. Foul on Adrian sets up an Elmhurst free kick. Blue Jays remaining up a goal. Majority of this half has been spent in the offensive end. Tedford tripped from behind, but he didn't have possession. And may have just locked ankles as well.
Under 14 minutes to go now in the opening half. Elmhurst still holding that 1-0 lead off of Sterner's free kick.
Out of the reach of Thurman. Sanchez tries to help out. Nika though there. Nika around Sanchez. Through towards the box. Nobody home.
Nika very fast for Adrian. He's got good speed.
Elmhurst has done a good job of marking him here in the first half as well, though. Hasn't put together very many touches.
Kind of been all over the field here for the Bulldogs as well. We've seen him as far back in playing a defensive role, up in a midfield role and trying to get involved in the offense.
Well, he is a freshman eligibility-wise out of Detroit, but did attend the University of Detroit.
University of Detroit, that's probably a Jesuit
high school.
Yeah, Jesuit Academy. It's one of the longest high school teams you can find around. University of Detroit Jesuit Academy official. Same arm off the Blue Jays roster.
That's more than I've ever wanted to know about it. But thank you for enlightening me. 12:25 in the half.
Anytime.
They don't call you the best color man in the biz for nothing. Wilde tries to possess. All the way back onto the offensive end, giving chases Miller.
Very nice ball by Dylan Wilde, but Elmhurst 2-on-1 defensively. Sanchez and McMahon able to close the door before Miller able to get anything going offensively.
And a throw for Adrian. Substitution first, though.
Got Bradley off. Can't quite see the number of the...
I think it's Mitch Aguilera, number 19. Yes. Sophomore out of Crown Point, Indiana. with 11:25 in the first half. Adrian's really fortunate at this point that they're only down a goal. Though they do have 3 shots on goal, none of which has really challenged Reglan for Elmhurst. Nika lost it. Haas with the left foot towards midfield. Volleyballed around. Thedford brings it in. Feeds Miller. And a sliding tackle for the Bulldogs. Substitution for Elmhurst.
Second Elmhurst sub of the game. Sterner heads to the bench.
Christian Mullen in. Still a wet one here. Headed free of the box. Back out towards Smith. Tries to bring it in. Thurman watches as it rolls away.
I said before how steady a rain we had. It's almost stopped again here.
And that is a cue for it to start raining again at any moment. Wyatt Johnson sends it airborne along the far side. Aguilera gives chase. And Sanchez finds a way to zoink it away. Collision at midfield. And the stern talking to from the referee. Now he's going to stop the clock.
Well, got to be a card now. Maybe, maybe not.
He has yet to pull out the yellow.
Thought for sure once you stop it that he was going to. It's getting...
It's a little animated over there.
A little heated, but no card.
No booking of Minsall. And play restarts. A free kick for Elmhurst all the way into the waiting arms of Ruby, who plops down on the turf. Kyle Wright with the free kick, and a long one at that. Covering some 65 yards.
A foul on right now.
8:40 first half. Elmhurst up a goal.
Elmhurst out shooting Adrian 8-3 in the contest. Both teams with 3 shots on goal. 2 of those from Adrian have come on long free kicks, similar like this one here.
Dead on. Solid at 10 from Nick Minsall, and Reglan in perfect position again.
Minsall coming in looking for just a redirect on that free kick, and Reglan held his ground right in the right position to make the save.
I think that's what Adrian's been trying to do on those free kicks. Minsall didn't have much choice there but to put it into the chest of Reglan.
Tedford going to get whistled.
Coming up against Elmhurst. Brower falling down.
Tedford just a little too much contact that time.
And with 7:35 left, play continues in the half. Wilde looking for Nika.
Tell it's been raining out there from the ball. Every time that you see one of those headers, you get the rain cloud that comes flying off the players' heads and off the ball. We got a sub here.
Adrian probably wishes it would have restarted as Michael DeLong enters, as it was immediately thrown out, basically. There's 7 minutes to play in the half. Keith Thurman targets DeLong. And out off of Adrian. Thurman will come in and take control again.
Kyle Smith thought about it, then decided to think better, like Keith Thurman trying to lob it into the box and set up a scoring chance for the Blue Jays.
There's the high arcer. Backed up. Boinked around. And turned away. McMahon, the last Elmhurst body around. Gordon tripped up.
Haas did a nice job, but then took him down on top of it after the play. He did win the ball, but then the foul being called for the contact as the play continued. Kind of pulled his man down on top of him.
5:40 to play.
Adrian trying the quick restart off that foul, but nothing doing. And a throw in for the Blue Jays on the far sideline.
Elmhurst trying to work up the field. Wyatt Johnson spots it. Feeds the far side all the way into the box, and Regland first on the scene.
Regland started out, then waited back a little bit. Made sure he didn't give Adrian a get on a position on that one, then charged back out once he realized that was going to take a couple rolls into the box.
Had to be careful with the charging Aguilera. Here is Aguilera. Surrounded. Continuing to possess. Towards the corner and out. A goal kick. Adrian was hoping for their first corner of the day.
4:20 left to go in the opening half.
Regland will place it down. 6'1" freshman. Smith hurries, but it's out of his reach. And there was actually a foul way before that. Right near the center stripe. Bumped out of play. Under 3 minutes to go. Out again. Haas whistled. 2.5 to play in the first. Elmhurst up a goal.
Elmhurst out shooting Adrian here in the opening half, Tim, 8-4. Adrian has managed to put all 4 of their shots, though, on goal. One really good scoring chance, that the direct kick or the free kick that tried to get a tip on.
Elmhurst throwing in. Nika around Smith. Trying to hot potato Minshaw. Headed towards the box again. Turning is Miller. Adrian possessing with 90 seconds left in the first. Regland calling collision. Dangerous play, open goal. But the Blue Jays able to recover.
Elmhurst defense was there to back up Regland on that one.
Probably a smart idea by Thurman to just go ahead and kick it out here.
Yep, let Elmhurst set themselves back up defensively.
How about the charging Mullen stepping in? And we have a whistle.
Goes against Adrian. Under a minute to go now, 52 seconds, all that's left in the half. Blue Jays might have a chance for one more run here. Sanchez will restart it for Elmhurst.
Sanchez, a freshman out of Elgin. And the flag is in the air for offside.
I think he called a handball as it came up and got Mullen in the box. Came up and bounced and hit him off the wrist. Saw the referee, the linesman on the near side, point the flag right at his wrist. So it didn't look to me like he was offside, so I have to assume that was just a handball. Now Adrian with one last chance.
Here's Nika. Back to the goal. Looking for an opening with 10 seconds left. This will skip away from Regland, who falls to the field, recovering. And that is the way we will head into the half, with Elmhurst leading by the score of 1-0 on a free kick goal, his second of the year from Matt Sterner. So it's 1-0 Elmhurst on top, and we'll head to the break here at Barron's Park. This is men's soccer action on Blue Jay TV. Ready for the second half at Barron's Park in Elmhurst. Elmhurst with a 1-0 lead. Only goal of the contest scored by Matt Sterner, his second of the year on a free kick. Sterner scored the first goal of Tuesday's 2-0 victory over Olivet. Elmhurst with a 1-0 lead on the board. What do some of those other numbers look like, Kev?
Elmhurst out shooting Adrian 8-5 in the opening half, but Adrian does have an advantage in terms of shots on goals, 4-3. Really only one good scoring chance, I'd say one excellent scoring chance for the Bulldogs. That came on the free kick that they tried to tip home, that sent it right into John Regland. 4 saves for John Regland in goal for the Blue Jays, 2 saves for James Ruby. Fouls pretty even, 9 against Adrian, 8 against the Blue Jays. 4-0 the corner advantage for Elmhurst, though. Looks like the starting lineups back for both teams here to open the second half.
Adrian in the black, Elmhurst in the white. Second half underway from Barron's Park. Men's soccer action here on Blue Jay TV. Second soccer matchup of the week, after Tuesday's opener against another Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association squad was aired here on Blue Jay TV. And again, a reminder that tomorrow we will have football coming your way. Tomorrow night, in fact. The first ever night game, kind of. The lights were on at Langhorst Field for the season opening win over Loris.
First official night game. And similar, like when Wrigley Field got lights too, they had that game that didn't count.
That's right. Ken Miller on the move. Left edge of the box. Trying to win. Blasts one through the other side. And out it goes for an Elmhurst throw.
It was an 8-5 shots on, or like I said, shots advantage for Elmhurst, but you got the feeling that the Blue Jays really controlled the tempo there in that opening half, Tim. Spent a lot of time in the offensive zone.
Long throw. Austin Haas cannot control. Spun at and into the breadbasket of the netminder, James Ruby. I believe that was Brett Harper on the attempt.
Harper redirect, couldn't get much on it, though. An easy save for Ruby. He just bounced right into his chest.
Nika. Bothered to the right side. He was aiming for Aguilera.
Very nice breakup that time by Kyle Wright. Reached out, got the foot on it to slow it down. Otherwise, it would have been an odd man rush almost for the Bulldogs.
Right through the legs of Aguilera.
And heads up as that one's headed for the stands.
Friday night in Elmhurst. The Blue Jays looking for win number 3 in a row.
And it rained for most of halftime. So the field wet as it bounds away from Sanchez. There almost an opportunity for the Bulldogs. But Bradley not able to get much on the header at all.
Elmhurst opened the season with a loss to Central 2-1. Followed that up with a win over Simpson of the Iowa Conference 3-2. So a couple of matches against the Iowa Conference. Then the win over Olivet on Tuesday. And the matchup here tonight with Adrian. So after 2 in a row with the Iowa Conference, 2 in a row against the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. 42 and change left in this one. Elmhurst up a goal. Some of the other non-conference dates. Elmhurst will welcome Edgewood on Wednesday the 14th at 7 o'clock here at Barron's Park. All matches will be played at Barron's Park this year for the Blue Jay men's soccer team. And then they'll have 3 straight on the road. Greenville, Webster, and Chicago. Ruby is out to nub it away.
Jamie Brower just kind of running stride for stride with Brett Harper slowing him down enough for Ruby to come out and boot that one safely downfield.
Elmhurst will try to lock in on the offensive side. Other non-conference appearances. Home against St. Olaf. At Dubuque. And then the CCIW portion opens on October 1st. Adrian College coming into play today, 1-0-1. A draw with Marion and a win over Grove City. Kyle Wright zaps it up along the near side. And Ryan McCarthy will shoot it out of play. 40-45 remaining. Miller all the way towards the goal. And back out it comes. At the feet of Pat Bradley, who has it roll into the Elmhurst bench. Elmhurst already with a shot here in the second. And the referee will aim for the spot of the throw-in here. Rain beginning to fall again after a momentary let-up around halftime. There's another soccer match going on the field behind here at Barron's Park. They will suddenly see a second soccer ball in there. Throw in towards the box.
Using an orange ball on that far field, though. Can't confuse that one.
Dangerous. Sterner over the crossbar. I don't know what Jamie Brower was doing defensively there. Just kind of let it go right to Sterner.
Sterner with a nice move, just a little bit. And like I said, Tim, yeah, Sterner was able to pull it down and get a shot off, but just chipped it high, trying to chip it up over the head of Ruby.
Sterner with the finder for the Blue Jays. The only of the night. Biggest difference, I think, so far in this one has been Elmhurst's ability to sustain things offensively. Adrian has had their moments, but never really kind of an extended possession. If you were to track time of possession in this one, I can guarantee it'd probably be somewhere in the area of 75-25 percentage in favor of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's probably a fair statement, Tim. Elmhurst has controlled most of the game in the offensive zone. Adrian, like I said, they've had their scoring chances, but no real sustained possessions. Maybe one in that opening half, and that was about it. A redirect header off of David Madison just going wide.
It was screened by the linesman. Didn't see it other than noticing that it missed the post.
The redirect, I tipped around, looked at it, it went off of an Adrian defender, and then Madison was able to get ahead on it, aiming for the near post, but sent it wide.
One of the unique things about our setup today, basically the view you're seeing at home on Blue Jay TV is pretty much the same view that we're seeing. Cameraman set up right in front of us today instead of above like he usually is. In fact, sometimes he even makes a better door than a window. Ha ha ha.
Well, got to keep Phil and the camera dry along with all of us and our equipment down here, too. It wouldn't be fair to Phil to put Phil out on the lift in the rain. Not when all of us are sitting safely under the tent.
I think he's happy about that. Our crack production staff, producer, director Glenn, and Phil on the camera today. Along with Kevin Judy, I'm Tim Calderwood on this Friday night. Hope you're gearing up for the weekend. NFL season kicks off on Sunday. Well, I guess it technically kicked off last night, but the full slate of games is on Sunday.
Wasn't a lot of defense played in that game last night.
No.
Not until the last play of the game.
And why they decided to run the ball there, I still won't know.
I don't have a problem with them running the ball there. I wasn't really kind of wondering what they were doing on that 4th and inches or rollout bootleg that they've called.
Well, that's why it was weird to see them run the ball in that situation, because they had thrown it previously in a similar spot. 35:58 remaining. Out of bounds it goes. Breeze whipping around.
Well, NFL game last night, Green Bay, a team that's going to score in bunches. So is New Orleans.
We might have a good situation here for Elmhurst.
Hard foul.
Referee is racing in. He will set up the spot of an Elmhurst free kick from just outside the box, about 20 yards away, slightly offset to the right.
As the rain has picked up now. Probably about as steady as it's fallen all night so far out here. The way we've been going, give it another 5 minutes and it'll probably be gone.
Ten minutes into the second. The wall is set.
Sterner going to have the honors again for the Blue Jays.
Waiting, the referee's ready. There's the whistle. And it's chipped up and towards the left side of the box and just to the left from Haas. That was how it was designed. Haas right away kind of put his jersey over his head a bit.
Knew he had a good look on that one, but couldn't give the Blue Jays a 2-goal cushion. Played just over 10 minutes in this second half. 34 minutes and change left on the clock. Still a 1-0 Elmhurst lead.
Here's trouble. Regland with a wise plan.
Couldn't wait for that ball to slow down and try to pick it up at the edge of the box. Just boots it back into the weeds or whatever we want to call that area behind us.
Taken away by Sterner. Held up momentarily. Sterner on the run, feeding Miller. Wing left moving in with a right foot. Out to challenge is Ruby. Cross and a team save.
Gorgeous shot opportunity. Gorgeous centering pass from Ken Miller and a beautiful sliding breakup by Adrian.
Kyle Smith had the attempt. A corner upcoming now for the Blue Jays. That may have been Josh Harper who swooped in defensively to save the second goal of the contest.
Looks like Smith will have the honors now taking the corner kick for Elmhurst. David Madison had taken them all in the first half.
Headed away. Minshaw in there defensively. Sterner retreats.
Nobody back here in an odd man rush. That's going to be slowed down on a foul on Adrian. As Sterner gets taken down from behind. Bad timing there for the Bulldogs as they were about ready to break away with a 2-on-1, maybe a 2-on-2 situation. Sanchez was the only deep man for the Blue Jays. Instead, it's Sterner on another free kick.
And we have a stoppage now as a yellow card comes out. Too much griping from Adrian.
Couldn't see who that one went to.
Minshaw, perhaps, with his hands on his hips, backing up. Yep. Play restarts towards the box and broken up. A throw in coming for Ryan McCarthy. Sterner sends it in the air. Past the leaping Miller. Cycled away. Sterner again on the move. He'll chip it up for Harper. Harper attempting to keep it in. And a corner upcoming for Elmhurst.
Played it off of the Adrian defender.
The sixth corner of the match.
See anyone's going over there to take. Who's going to be the man to take that?
Madison's headed to the corner.
And it will be David Madison.
31-25 left. Elmhurst trying to build on the one-goal lead. Here is the corner, short, into the box, dangerous. Thurman was there momentarily. And Adrian clears the zone.
Elmhurst with a scoring chance, but unable to convert again. The Blue Jays putting enormous pressure right now on Adrian.
I didn't even get a shot there.
The Bulldogs holding their own so far.
It's almost a situation you worry about because there have been plenty of opportunities, but yet Elmhurst only up a goal has not been able to really put this one out of reach yet.
Similar to what we saw against Olivet until the Blue Jays iced it with about the 75th minute.
Poked away by Brower. Bouncing around and all the way into the Elmhurst box. Regland will use his feet.
Stop it, take his time. He can pick that ball up whenever he wants to.
In comes Nika to force him into collecting. Miller attempting to turn around. Stood up by McCarthy. Nika off the shoulder of Aguilera.
Shot by Aguilera to pull that one down.
Aguilera, airborne. To the left side. Bradley uses his head. And Elmhurst pokes it free. A throw in for the Blue Jays. Adrian has a sub ready to come in. And they have an opportunity here with under 29 minutes left. Blue Jays up a goal.
Harper with a run to the outside for Elmhurst. Tangled up by Josh Harper. Slows it down, and Adrian will go the other way with it. Madison able to step in front, though, for the Blue Jays, at least momentarily before Josh Harper. Regains possession for Adrian.
Here's Brower. Up to the offensive side. Nika on the run. Nika through. Sanchez slows it up. And a foul against Elmhurst.
A little too much contact over there by the Blue Jays. Will give the Bulldogs a free kick about 35 yards out.
Shaquille Gordon will spot it for Jamie Brower, who addresses the ball as he waits for his teammates to line up. And it's blasted into the Elmhurst wall.
David Madison blocks that one down, but Adrian maintains possession.
Still in play along the far side. Elmhurst, in fact, takes. Long run. And there's a whistle.
Foul on Adrian.
With the rain falling at Barron's Park in Elmhurst. This is Blue Jay TV. I'm Tim Calderwood alongside Kevin Jude. 27-20 to go. Elmhurst leading by a goal. Fans all huddled together.
Man will apply the boot.
And against Elmhurst.
Collision. They get Austin Haas for the contact. Come all the way back to the top of the box. We've not quite 20 minutes gone by yet in this half. Elmer's hanging on for a 1-0 lead. Blue Jays now out shooting Adrian 13-6 in the contest, and they've really ratcheted it up this half, but just unable to put one through. So Reglan has to come out and challenge. Takes it off the one hop.
Just getting to know Nick Minshaw. Strung out wide. Thurman plowed over. $25.50 left. Madison with the honors. Headed away on the offensive side. Pat Bradley up the near side of the field.
Keith Thurman intercepts for the Blue Jays. Now Brian McMahon will walk it up and slide it over to David Madison. It's kind of tandem play-by-play here you and I have to do a little bit tonight. At least this half with the Blue Jays pressuring on offense.
When it's in the midfield anyway. I can see the offensive ends.
And I can see a little bit more on the defensive side right in front of the Blue Jay bench.
There you go.
It's good teamwork.
Together, everyone achieves more, including our viewers.
Rain picking up again out here.
Madison at the center line. Waltzing a right. And all the way into the box, Ruby hauls it in.
20 minutes officially, 20 and a half minutes off the clock now. Not quite halfway done with the second half.
Thurman into the midfield. Dangerously coming at Reglan on a high hop. Boy, he was really lucky that didn't skip up any further. Otherwise, it's into the goal.
Well, and a nice play by Reglan, though, too. You saw him hesitate a little bit. He wanted to come out at first, but then realized that might take a bad bounce, and he waited back on it and played that one perfectly as a result.
Sterner plays it wide and out. Well, it's really starting to come down.
Yeah, rain intensifying now.
23-35. Still a one-goal Elmhurst advantage. Ken Miller all by himself along the near side. Twisting. Play on according to the referee. Back towards right and off his foot.
Right, trying to pop that one back over his head and into the box.
Aguilera was initially ready to throw in.
See these players right in front of us, just how much rain's coming down. These players are now officially soaked. So the rainfall's been pretty steady for most of this half, and like I said, much heavier than it was in the opening 45.
Still a 13-6 advantage for Elmhurst in shots. Each team with 5 on goal.
Neither team with much offense the last 10 minutes or so, though. Haven't seen an official shot for almost 11 minutes now, Tim. And that was the team save opportunity for the Blue Jays, where a diving slide by Adrian kept Elmhurst from a 2-goal lead.
Andy Miller spins away. It'll set up a free kick.
Andy Miller actually played a year here at Elmhurst before transferring to Adrian.
He's a Michigan native out of Lake Orion. Just inside of 45 yards with a free kick. It's a roller.
On the ground right to the Blue Jays. Madison tries to steer it upfield, but intercepted again by Adrian.
Sure, the weather had something to do with that free kick attempt. Solid chance here and an equalizer. Ryan McCarthy finishes. One of the first real sustained offensive possessions for Adrian.
Assisted by Nick Minchell. Kind of a give and go from the near sideline, and a great look and a great blast. And like you said, Tim, you don't get that second goal for Elmhurst. You get that one shot, all that they need, and Adrian's on the board.
Elmhurst arguing that it may have been offside momentarily, but the goal sticks.
Second goal of the season for McCarthy.
See if the goal provides some extra legs for Adrian, who all of a sudden will find themselves with a corner kick moments after scoring the equalizer. 1-1 with under 21 minutes left. Headed to the corner is Pat Bradley, a freshman from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Popular site tomorrow as we talk about all of the weekend in sports. Notre Dame, Michigan, at Michigan tomorrow. Here's the corner kick, headed just to the right. Settled down and sent away by Pat Bradley with the right foot.
So what we were seeing before was pretty much Elmhurst controlling, but like you said, Tim, earlier, if you can't get that second goal, you knock on the door so many times, it could spell eventual trouble if you allow your opponent to stay in the game, and that's what happened. Adrian making some very nice defensive plays, keeping the Blue Jays to a 1-goal lead, and then capitalizing on their best scoring chance of the game.
And it's sent out of play. The goal for McCarthy is second of the season. Under 20 minutes left in regulation. We've got a substitution coming on here.
I think that's Travis Smith, one of the original starters back in.
Indeedy do.
Bradley has a seat.
A 1-1 match. Nika. Back to midfield, falls towards the field. Thedford takes away. Thedford chasing far side. Thedford still on the move. Thedford tripped up, and we're going to have a foul here. Is it in the box?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it'll be a PK.
That'll stop the clock on a penalty kick.
Thedford tripped from behind in the box. And moments after allowing Adrian to tie the score, the Blue Jays will have an opportunity to grab the lead.
That's how it works on the penalty kick. It's a live ball. If it's saved, the clock restarts immediately on a save. It stays. If it's a goal, the clock stays off. So 18:43.
The most exciting play. David Madison with the goal, and the Blue Jays, just like that, are back in front.
Madison converts the PK. A foul by Adrian in the box. That's all they need. Madison's first goal of the season.
And the Blue Jays back in front, 2-1. Set up by Thedford's long run. 18.5 left. Kept in along the near side by McCarthy. Tries to play it to himself. Kyle Wright, though, steps in front. And he'll shoot it out along the near side.
So that tie didn't last for very long, Tim. Less than 3 minutes. The very exciting plays, the penalty kick, and a very tough play to make a save if you're the goalkeeper. And here's
Hinshaw with a right foot to the left.
Winchell got past his man and then a collision. Both guys are still down. Referee has not called for a stoppage yet. Now he'll come over, and suddenly Minchell's okay. And let's see, I think the Blue Jays player just tying his shoe down there on the field is Sterner.
All is well. So busy couple of moments here in the second half. We've had 2 goals in a span of 3 minutes. After only 1 goal in the first 65 minutes of this contest. It's Elmhurst leading again at 2-1. A penalty kick goal from David Madison. On the run is Brower.
It's a foul by Elmhurst. Matt Sterner almost with a 2-hand shove right in front of us, Tim. Linesman saw it the whole way right in front of him. Free kick coming up here for Brower and the Bulldogs.
Brower angles left, headed free. To the left foot of Wilde, whose attempt is deflected for a corner.
Well saved that time by Regland. Wilde got all of that shot, and Regland just pops it up and over the net. Ball, if you can't hold on to, you don't want to make sure you give up the rebound. Safe play if you're the goalkeeper. Just drive it up and over the top of the net. But a corner kick now for the Bulldogs.
That is the 6th save for Regland today. In position is Bradley. And here comes the corner into the box and clear. Somebody's trying to come up here. Kyle Wright with the honors. With 15:23 to play. Elmhurst up a goal. Working away from Ali Akbar.
Sterner with a great move to get free to the middle.
Thedford again. It was Thedford's run that set up the penalty kick.
Thedford with great speed to the outside.
30 minutes into the second. 2-1 Elmhurst. Thedford tangled up.
Continues to battle. We saw that against Olivet from Thedford as well. A play where he's laying on the ground and just fought and somehow managed to win the ball. This one out of play. But another throw in for the Blue Jays.
Thurman will twist the gate around to add a little more real estate as he tiptoes ahead and rolls short. Austin Haas surrounded.
Haas trying to, looks like if he can poke it off a player, and it will be another Elmhurst throw-in.
And Thurman will need to remove the barrier again. 2 barriers have been moved on the far side of the field here for Thurman.
Give him a good chance for a long run up and a throw. But headed out of danger by, or at least momentarily, by Adrian.
Chest trap by Madison. Couldn't fully control, though.
Couldn't pull the trigger, and Adrian defender slipped, and that's what enabled Madison to get control there.
Brian McMahon chips it up. McMahon with a one-touch. Ali Akbar, some fancy footwork. .25 left. Elmhurst up a goal. Here's Ali Akbar again across midfield. A little bit out of the reach of Minshaw. Miller towards the goal. Ruby had to wait momentarily, and it's now a 3-1 Elmhurst lead. Sterner's second of the game. Miller set it up perfectly, and the Blue Jays will dive on top of Sterner.
I think that's actually
Austin
Haas.
Haas?
It's
Okay.
Austin Haas, the man in the middle, who got the goal for Elmhurst. From Ken Miller.
Ruby caught an indecision. Was going to come out initially, then had to backpedal, and just never really recovered. It's now a 2-goal lead for Elmhurst. And with 3 on the board, the Blue Jays have now matched their season-high total, scoring 3 on September 3rd at Simpson in their first win. Tonight, Elmhurst trying to make it 3 straight.
Talk about the great pass that time by Kenny Miller, just chipping it up over the head of the Adrian defense. In a spot where Austin Haas able to get underneath it, use that speed, get underneath, control, and then plant the shot into the far corner.
Here's a free kick. Reglan will take it away from any opportunity. $12 to go. A frenzy of activity here late in the second half.
Clock rolls down to 11:45 to go. And the Blue Jays with some breathing room, just like that. It was a 1-1 situation, but 2 straight goals for the Blue Jays have opened it up here, and with only 11 and a half minutes remaining.
Ryan McCarthy surveying.
Adrian needs to get one in a hurry if they want to get back in this.
Here's Sterner. Along the near side. Pushed away. Out off of McCarthy. Substitutions on. Ken Miller, who set up the goal moments ago, will depart. Referee waving on the substitutions.
That's senior Riley Niles seeing his first action of the year.
Out of Phoenix, Arizona. Into the box again. All kinds of pressure for the Blue Jays. Madison, who owns a goal. Over towards Thurman. Madison put Elmhurst back in front with a penalty kick. Matt Sterner opened the scoring with the only goal of the first half. And finishing things off for Elmhurst, Austin Haas. Diving header off to the right. Haas targeting for his second. Oh, that was Sterner.
Sterner trying to go to the near post that time, just trying to flick that one on.
Problem is, there's 11 kind of bunches together with the wet and the diving. And
what Sterner wanted to do was just flick that ball back towards the near post, but couldn't quite control it. Instead, sends it wide to the far side. Another good chance, though, for Elmhurst.
Wyatt Johnson returns for Adrian. Regland relies on the help of his teammates. Miller spinning free. Out of the reach of his teammates. Thedford will poke it through. Back is Wilde along the far side. 9:23 left.
Niles with all kinds of room on the near side, but unable to track that ball down. Adrian throwing with 9 minutes to go.
James Ribby with his hands on his hips in the goal for Adrian. He had only allowed 2 goals total in the first 2 matches, but he surrendered 3 here tonight on the road.
All from the foul on the far sideline.
Brower chipping it up. Regland waits. Minshaw fights for it.
Man's header went the wrong way that time.
Throw in for Adrian. Substitutions waved on. Nika exits.
Off an Elmhurst player, another throw in on the near side.
Brower, airborne, and a collision.
They're going to get Minchell whistled for the foul that time. A collision with Thurman right at the top of the box. Or a little outside the top, rather. 7:25 to go in this contest. Brian McMahon will boot it away for the Blue Jays.
Right down the center of the field. And a foul here against Elmhurst. It's on Michael DeLong. Slipping to the field is Brower on the free kick. A steady rain has been off and on throughout the course of the match, mostly on.
Really picked up this half, too. Been pretty, had the on and off for most of the first half, Tim, but it's been pretty steady this second half. And umbrellas have been out the entire second half for all the spectators here.
Andy Miller brings in, and he's pushed. Johnson was ready to restart. He'll give way to Brower, and it heads all the way towards Regland with 6:10 left. Contact again. A foul against Elmhurst with 5:48 remaining.
Only on the throw-ins or goal kicks, though, not on fouls.
Andy Miller overshoots Ali Akbar.
There's official sees the subs and motions them in as we hit 5:20 to go.
Inside of 5 minutes, if Elmhurst subs, the clock stops.
If both teams subs, though, it doesn't. Only if it's an Elmhurst direct sub, and only Elmhurst subs, it would stop. Official have to signal that as well. If both teams are subbing, though, the clock does run.
Ricocheting around. Under 5 minutes left. Elmhurst up 2 goals at 3-1. Matt Sterner, David Madison, and Austin Haas for the Blue Jays today. Whistle will back this all the way up.
Foul on the Blue Jays, about 45 yards out.
Short again. Tattooed by DeLong. DeLong on the move. Seeking Niles.
Good closing speed by Josh Harper prevented a breakaway opportunity that time. As DeLong just blocked the ground ball that time off the direct kick.
.343 to play.
Wadzowski tripped up by Miller.
45-yard free kick coming.
3.5 minutes to go, and now the Blue Jays can take their time here. Eat some clock up on the free kick. Austin Haas going to tee it up for the Blue Jays.
Haas into the box. And it'll come back to him. He'll try the left foot. Rolling through and kicked away. Chested and then headed by Bradley.
Foul on Elmhurst, though, with 2:55.
Not really a sense of urgency right now from Adrian, despite being down 2 goals.
They tried a little pressure they're going, but the Blue Jays, right after they were down 3-1, but Elmhurst has been quickly reestablished control as that one booted all the way back behind us and out of play. Sanchez trying to poke it out of harm's way, sends it back towards midfield.
Airborne from Josh Harper. DeLong tangling along the far side. And a foul against Elmhurst with under 2 minutes left, and we'll have the clock stopping here. Yellow card is out. Michael DeLong has been booked. Play resumes. Elmhurst trying to finish out what could be their 3rd consecutive win after opening the season with a loss against Central. A minute and a half to go. And another foul here. Thurman carries. Mullen is there, and his attempt is wide right.
1 minute exactly left in this game. Elmhurst looks like they're on their way to win number 3 of the season.
Elmhurst out shooting Adrian 17-10. Down to 45 seconds. For Adrian, coming off of the most successful season in school history, they will suffer their first defeat of the year if they cannot find a way to score 2 more here in the final 30 seconds.
Blitch is just going to eat up a large chunk of the clock here with what's left of it. All the way back for a throw-in. They can take their time down to 15 seconds.
Crowd making a little bit of noise in anticipation of the final horn, which is 10 seconds away. Thurman just shoots it into the air as time ticks down. 3, 2, 1. Final score, Elmhurst 3, Adrian 1. Blue Jays out shooting Adrian 17-10 in the contest. We had 3 goals scored in the second. Adrian opened the scoring, tying it up before David Madison on a penalty kick put the Blue Jays ahead, and a few moments later, Austin Haas wrapped up the victory with the clinching goal. 3-1 is the final. Elmhurst with the victory, now 3-1 on the year. Adrian falls to 1-1-1. Our next broadcast of men's soccer comes on Wednesday. Edgewood College visits Barron's Park at 7 o'clock. I'll be on the call for you right here in Elmhurst. And don't forget, tomorrow we'll have football. The Blue Jays continuing the non-conference portion of the football slate, taking on Olivet College tomorrow. That'll be under the lights, 6 o'clock, the first ever scheduled night game at Langhorst Field. And that'll be here as well with Mark Kruger and Tony Menestra. In the meantime, that's all we've got for you on this Friday. Thanks so much for watching. For our entire crew and for my partner, Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood. Good night. Stay dry.